Okay, third grade, we are going to be creating our nighttime sky today. We're not going to do anything else but create that beautiful blue, purple, pinkish background and add those stars. I'm going to show you a technique called the splatter technique that we're going to do to create that realistic, all the different variety of sizes of stars. We've got big stars, little stars, medium stars, and that makes it look a lot more realistic. It's not all the stars are the same size. Okay, so today you're going to have a black piece of paper, and you're going to be using chalk today. We're going to actually create that look with using nothing but chalk and a tissue to blend. So the very first thing you're going to do, just like when we blended our water for our sea turtles, we're going to go from lightest to darkest. Okay, so at the bottom of my page, and I'm okay using these colors because they are next to each other on the color wheel. I have purple. Pink is just a lighter version of, remember, it's just red with white in it. So we've got purple, we've got that pink color, and blue. So they're all next to each other, so these are all good to use for blending. All right, so I'm going to turn my paper sideways because remember, we want it hot dog style. Our wolf is going to be long ways, okay? Not this way. We want it hot dog. What we're going to do is we are going to start out with the pink, and at the very bottom of the page, this is where everybody makes their mistake when they're using this chalk. We actually want a translucent look. We don't want it to be opaque. That means solid. We want it to be a little more see-through. We want to be able to see that nighttime sky. We just kind of want a hint of color in the sky, just a little mist of color. We don't want it to be opaque. So we're not going to be using the chalk like this. Do not use it like this. It's not going to look as realistic. We're going to put it on its belly, put it on its side, and we're just gently going to push. And we want, depending on how much of the pink you want in your background, we're just going to do this. And I think I just want a little bit of pink at the bottom. I want more blue. So I think I'm going to stop about right there. All right. The next thing we're going to do is now I'm going to pick up that purple because where the pink and the blue are going to bleed into each other, you're going to create this beautiful purple color. Okay, so it's going to be like it's got blue and it's got pink in it, so it's going to be a little bit darker. And I'm going to put this little strip of purple. I'm going to do the same thing with blue. On its side, I'm going to fill the page. Okay. And that's okay if you leave some black in there. That's okay. You don't have to cover the whole thing. It's okay. Remember, nature is very random. I might have some pure black spots right in there. All right, so now, just like we did the water, and we started with our lightest color and we moved into our darkest color, we want to pull the pink, we want to start blending the pink, and we want to move up into the purple and the blue. If you start in the blue, what's going to happen to your beautiful pink? You're going to lose it because you're going to muddy it up with blue. You're going to dirty it up with dark blue. So we want to start the lightest color, and we're going to wrap the little tissue around our finger, and we are going to blend. Everywhere I laid that pink, I'm going to massage it. Massage it. Perfect. And that's okay. I can pull some of that pink up into that purple. That's okay. I can go from lighter into the darker. That's okay. I'm going to go into the purple, and now I'm going to go up into the blue. Okay. Make sure I blend this nice. I want to get every single part. I want to rub my hand over every single part of that chalk. I'm going to blend that very nicely. Perfect. So you should have a background that looks about like this with your chalk. Okay, but we're not done. We're going to splatter some stars in there. We're going to give it a little more depth to make it look even more realistic. Now, I will tell you, now what I don't want to do is take my dirty tissue now and go into my pink. Okay? Don't do that. Get some of that off. If you do, you're just going to get a little bit of your blue or your purple into that pink. And that's okay, you can do that. But if you just want to keep your pure pink, don't bring your dirty tissue back down. All right, so now you will have some watered down white. Okay, we need it kind of watery. You're going to have a paintbrush that looks like this. Now, remember our moon is going to go in the center. So what I would like for you to do, we're going to go ahead and cover up. We don't want to put a bunch of splashes where the moon is going to be. So I want you to kind of cover up. Put your moon about in the center of your paper. What you're going to do, and that's okay, you can get paint on the tracer. You're going to dip your brush into the white paint. You're only going to do this one time. There's plenty of paint on here to create stars. And you're simply going to take your finger. Now, depending on how far apart you want the stars, if you get way back, they're going to be splattered farther apart. If you get really close, they're going to be all close together. So I'm going to get about here. I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to start pulling these brushes back. And I'm flicking it. And I'm flicking it. Flick. Flick. And I still have not dipped in any more paint. Look at all these stars. All it took was that one little dip on my brush. And I'm flicking these stars. And that's what's going to, look how that turned into like a galaxy, like a nighttime galaxy. So fast. That's a really nice technique to give you all the variety size stars that you need. Okay, when you're done with that, you can kind of gently remove and that's okay if you get some stars in there, but we kind of want to leave that just for our moon. All right, and that's all we can do today because now we have wet paper, so we can't do anything else today, but we will be practicing the wolf with black paint. So we'll be practicing the wolf with, instead of drawing him out, we're going to practice him with the black paint. So we'll get really good. By the time we get to this next week, we'll be really good with our wolf. Okay, when you're done with this, you'll need to put this on the drying rack because it is going to be wet. We want to keep those stars nice and round. We don't want to flatten them out. You'll bring this and put it on the drying rack. Okay, have fun.